God. There was very little time to react. So the teams that will be featured in the intro, the logos won't be correct, and I don't think the teams will be correct either, but they will be correct for the next game. Here we go as we are diving in. Hepto and StarCraft is the best pairing. Oh god. Here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Blackburn LE. Blackburn for the first time tonight. We have the CranKy Duckling himself, the Peruvian Zerg player. It is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Brazilian Terran player. He is blue, representing his new team, Eximius Gaming. And proxying with a double racks in the middle of the map. Let's go. He's pulling a white Hydra. It is AreZ. Oh, he knows, mate. He knows. Ryu, he is one of the best Zerg players in the entire region. He actually got top 6 in Latin America. Sorry, I say top 6. He got top 4. He got top 4 in DreamHack Masters Winter for the Latin American region. So Ryu, he is here as the highest ranked player, one of our boys, one of the Ducklings. And if you want to take down a player like Ryu, and if you're the underdog, you gotta do something crazy. You gotta go for a double racks, mate. We actually have Reapers already on the way. The gas has been taken, but Ryu goes for an Overlord Scout. He confirms that, yo, where's your racks? It's missing. First, I gotta confirm you're not being too greedy and you don't have it here at your natural, but he will confirm that there is nothing here whatsoever. There is a proxy and he has to prepare at home. Bunkers are already on the way. This has been spotted by Ryu. Ryu, what's he gonna do here? He does immediately throw down a Roach Warren. Interestingly enough, he didn't pull any boys to try and deny the bunkers because he knows it's gonna be a little bit too late. Here we go. The Reaper does show up. How good is the micro? How many drones are gonna go down? So far, he's doing a pretty good job at keeping the drones alive, but they're getting a little bit lower here as, ooh, one of them does get picked off. And now finally the Lings are popping out. Decent surround here, but it looks like the Reaper and the Marine will get to safety, get in that bunker. And now this hatchery is on a bit of a timer. A lot of damage is being done to it. Regardless, we still have mining. Oh god, the Roach Warren is about to finish up and now Roaches are on the way. That is going to be the answer here for Ryu. Hatchery is getting pretty low. It's getting close to half HP. But again, that HP is kind of like a resource here. Ryu just needs to buy a little bit of time, bank up an army before he pulls the trigger and before he moves on to low ground. Oh, is it going to be enough though? Is it going to be enough? The Roaches have finally finished up. He's getting a couple of Ravagers. That base though, it's gone down to less than half HP. Oh my god, is it going to go down? It's getting pretty low. Ryu, he's going down the ramp now, but is it a little bit too late? One of the Reapers does fall. We're going to see a couple of Biles here, but the base is oh so low. We do have a repair, and it looks like the base will just barely fall. And with that, AreZ now has to prepare at home. We do have a salvage on these bunkers. It looks like... looks like they will both be salvaged. But now I'm a little bit concerned because Ryu, he's moving out on the map. He's going to be able to clear up a bunch of these Marines. Oh my god, even the Marauders. And Ryu is going to go for the counterattack. And this is the worrisome thing. Wow. Somehow, some way, a Ravager has not fallen yet. And yo, he's looking to pile down the tech lab. He's going to get it. And what I was about to say is that Blackburn is so small that counterattacks hit so hard and GG gets called. Ryu takes game 1. You can take the base, it doesn't matter, mate. I've got Roaches, I've got Ravagers, I've got Lings. I'm gonna clean you up and just go and shut you down. And that's exactly what Ryu did. Oh. GG. It's one of those things, mate. Slow and steady, you know. You gotta remain calm. You gotta do what you can to slow things down. Sure, you lose a base, but it doesn't matter. You don't intend to save the base. You got some other things in store for your opponent. If you save the base, I mean, that's just a bonus, you know. But going for that counter attack worked so well there for Ryu. And now we're diving into game 2. Let us go. Pepto. Isn't Pepto like a thing that you take? Yeah, Pepto-Bismol. God damn. Fun fact, I actually have never seen this in Australia. It's just not a thing. Well, I guess it's... I imagine we have an equivalent to Pepto in Australia, but it's just not called that. It's probably branded something else. Yeah. In my mind, that's always like an American thing. Meanwhile, here we go. We are diving into game number 2 of this best of 3 quarterfinals match, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu, the Street Fighter himself, and spawning in the top right of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have the Brazilian Terran, representing Eximius Gaming. It is AreZ. Going for a cheeky proxy in game 1, but in the end it didn't quite work for him. Sure, he got the hat-trick, but he needed to have a better follow-up plan. It was very interesting as well. I didn't get to point it out, but he was going for Marauders and Stim. When typically, like, by the time you kill that hatchery, you have like you're setting up at home. You have a factory on the way. You know, maybe some cyclones, maybe a tank at home. You're going for a CC to expand. So going like doubling down and going for proxy Marauders behind it. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move AreZ, I should say. Meanwhile, no fear here from Ryu. He still goes for a hatch gas pool opening. No pull first. No fear. AreZ scouts with his SCV, confirms that, yo, there's no early aggression, and he's just being a little bit annoying, poking away at that spawning pool, and everything is at home. We're going to be seeing a more standard game. And what does standard mean? Well, if you're familiar with AreZ, I have to praise him a little bit. AreZ is very similar to White Hydra, you know, an up-and-coming semi-pro, I should say. For the past maybe 2 years, we have seen AreZ kind of rise through the ranks, you know, high diamond, into masters, into high masters. He hasn't yet reached the echelons of GM. He hasn't hit, I think he's like, he's floated around 5k, but he hasn't broken into that like post 5k scene yet. You know, he's on the edge. Like, just like White Hydra, I have seen AreZ take games off of pro players, off of like 5.5, 5.6k players. I want to say I've seen him beat Parker Mike before. I say beat, you know, take games. When it comes to series, like, he still hasn't been able to get that far yet. He's still, you know, on the way. He's still improving, and that's why, you know, it's interesting to see him on a new team. For the longest time, AreZ has been on Death Zone Gaming, but now he's on Eximius Gaming. So hopefully with his new team, with his new environment, he can find some value there. He can find some practice partners that will help him improve at the game. And I'm really curious to see how he will approach this more macro-oriented game. Traditionally, I've seen him go up against top-tier Zerg players, and I've seen him play mech. You know, slow things down, get your siege lines going, trade a little bit more efficiently. Are we going to see mech again, I guess is my question. We will find out. Meanwhile, hatchery getting chipped away out. Yo, Ryu actually going for a very fast Roach Warren here. I say very fast. Not incredibly fast, but still going for a Roach Warren opener. Interesting. I've seen him do this a lot against someone like Chaos Fate, you know, bio-heavy players. You know, be aggressive, push out across the map, and if they don't have enough at home, they can crumble to roaches. Obviously, the downside to roaches are they're relatively slow. They can struggle to deal with drops. And ooh, drops are not what we're seeing, as we do see a BC opener from AreZ. Hellions are going to test the waters, but the Queens are here in time to push the Hellions away. Not just that, but Roaches will also shut them down. And this is a little bit scary, because a Roach push can be devastating right now. AreZ, it's going to take him a while to get a BC out. If he had gone for a Banshee opener, Banshee openers are great against Roaches, you know, because by the time Roaches come out across the map, there are some Banshees, and the Banshees will clean everything up. The problem with BCs are that BCs take a while to come out. And we have double starport! Double BC production! Oh my god! I was not expecting that. Okay, let's go. And you know what's great about this? I thought that Ryu was going to be aggressive with his roaches, but no, he's chilling at home. He's defending against Hellion run-bys. He thought that his opponent was going to be a little bit more Hellion aggressive, Hellion-centric. I mean, AreZ is going to be going mech, by the way. Like, he is going to be going for double BCs into factories. That's why he's still pumping out nothing but Hellions. Like, Stim is not going to be a factory in this game. But because Ryu is being so defensive, AreZ is getting away with these BCs. Crazy. Meanwhile, massive shout out to Black Reduce in the chat. Thank you so much for the bits. Gracias, amigo. Gracias. Ay, ay, ay. And this is terrifying. Here we go. Yamato's on the way. We have our BCs. This has still not been scouted, by the way. Ryu is in the dark. He has no idea what is happening right now. He's still committed to roaches. I mean, he can make assumptions that mech is going to be coming out just because it's AreZ. AreZ is known for his mech, so this makes sense. But there's no Spire. There's no Corruptors. There we go. Finally, a Spire is thrown down. But we'll see how much damage these BCs can get done. As pretty soon we're going to have 2 BCs that can tell us just TP across the map. We do have a decent amount of queens, but the majority of them are here at the third base, not in the main, not in the natural. So there's still plenty of potential. Oh my god, the boy! What? The boys are being pulled! He's going all in! Oh my god! I thought he was going to slow things down. I thought we were going to get into the mid game, the late game. Nah, mate. Alright, the armory is done. We're going to be seeing some Hellbats here instead of these Hellions. There we go. We do see them transform. The SCVs are here to help repair and keep everything alive. Can this work? The Spire is still not done, but we have a lot of queens. We have a decent amount of roaches. I say decent, honestly, not that many. Oh, but he does have the high ground. AreZ is trying to push up this ramp. When eventually he does break on through, but the spores all reposition. All to the front line. We have plenty of queens, plenty of transfused energy. Yamatos are not coming out here. And it looks like there's plenty to defend. The Yamatos finally target down as many queens as they can, but the BCs are falling. The first BC falls. There's only 1 BC remaining. We have a couple of biles on top of the BCs as well. And the Roach Ravager clean up every single Hellbat. GG gets called and Ryu takes the series. Oh my god. That was crazy. Like, if he was up against Ling Bane, I think that maybe would have worked. Or a more Ling-centric army. But Ryu was going for exactly what he needed. Also, a great response. As soon as he saw the army coming out, he immediately unborrowed the spores that were in his main, in his natural, and in his third, and he moved them all forward. Spores were definitely what he needed. He brought forward the queens as well. Like, what? What a game. What a game. I was really not expecting the boys being pulled. Oh god, that was crazy. Wow, I would say, yeah, what a game. What a series. With that, Ryu moves on forward. He moves on to the semifinals to face his opponent. We're going to see the best Zerg player in Peru go up against the best Protoss player in Peru. Ryu versus Zions.